Thank you so much. Well, as Massimo said, hello everybody. My name is Gabriel. I am currently living in Ecuador. I am finishing the master, and I'm going to present you this work, which is multiscale analysis of agroecological development of farms in northern central Ecuadorian Andes. So we're first going to see a brief introduction, the methods used to evaluate this, the results, the discussion, and next steps. So first of all, why agroecology? As our colleague previously introduced, agroindustry has shaped the development model, especially in Latin America, where it has contributed to the privatization of biological and natural resources, intensified the land uses and land cover changes, lobbying for free trade agreements and indebtedness mechanisms, and land accumulation by dispossession of peasants. So agroecology has emerged as one of the most prominent alternatives to address social, economic, and environmental asymmetries. It is both a set of practices and a social movement, which proposes a change in agricultural production, consumption, and distribution paradigm. By the side, it provides a balanced environment and sustained yields through design of diversified agroecosystems. However, the transition to agroecology complex systems like a farm, for example, is a process that largely depends on multiple factors, which might be biological, geographic, social, economical, and political as well. These factors will also determine the resilience that a farm might have, which is that in cases of greater resilience, there's a chance that given a disturbance, the farm will endure the agroecological transition, or with lesser resilience, it will reverse to the previous state, which might be conventional production, or reach an alternative state, which might be permanent degradation. In Ecuador, the familiar agriculture, which is mainly the most sector that practices agroecology, represents 84.5% of agricultural production units, and it supplies with 74% of agricultural production. However, the scaling up of agroecology here in Ecuador faces a lot of severe challenges, such as lack of government support, weak regulation, scarce cooperation programs, and limited access to commercial spaces, as we saw in the previous presentation. For this, it is urgent for us to find mechanisms to accompany this process of agroecological transition here in Ecuador. So my study focuses on assessing the degree of agroecological development of small-scale farms using a multiscale analysis, and whilst it is a collaborative investigation where it aims to strengthen current capacities from different actors and evaluate the performance of these indicators as a way of measuring agroecological transformation. So first, we talk about a multiscale approach. We talk about going from landscape through this main agroecological structure methodology, which I will detail next. A mid-scale, which is the soil health evaluation, and a microscale, which consists on assessing soil microbiology. So the main agroecological structure is a methodology, a qualitative methodology for characterizing the landscape. And it gives us a view departing from 10 indicators, 5 which concentrates on ecology, which is mainly the distribution of forest patches and light fences on the agroecological farm, and cultural management, which is the decisions that producers might have over the space. Soil health evaluation. So soil health is the capacity of a soil to function within ecosystem and land use boundaries, whilst it promotes plant, animal, and human health, which is the concept of one health. The soil is healthy, the crops are healthy, the people are healthy as well. So the healthy soil is a decisive factor for farm resilience. We nowadays know that a healthy soil is the basement for agricultural yield, production, and quality of it. And third, soil microbiology. So microbiology is one of the main aspects of soil health, however, is largely understudied. And we propose to study it through a method of microscopy, directly observing microorganisms, and through another methods of quantifying how much of the microbiomass we have. As far as now, we have processed some farms in northern Ecuador, which is really nearby to Quito, which is the capital city of Ecuador. If you can see the map on the right bottom, we see Cayambe, which is a city really close to it. And we have assessed 5 farms as far as now. So the main agroecological structure, which is the methodology for assessing the landscape, has given us these results. In general, it is moderately developed, which means that the farms have a moderate connectivity with the landscape in general, which makes them far more resilient in case of a disturb. However, in Cayambe has a really strong history of land use and land change conversion from agribusiness and considerably from flower production, which has
Gabriel, the last 3 minutes.
Thank you, Massimo. Which has weakened a lot the main ecological structure that surrounds the farms. We can see this because the 5 last indicators are generally high, which reflects the process that producers have undergone in terms of generating capacity whilst generating knowledge about how to manage the farm. But other factors that do not depend upon them are the ones they have the lowest scores, which is the amount of forest and nature ecological landscape that they have surrounding their own exploitations. So we have seen that the size is an important constraint for the application of this methodology, and mainly because of the appropriation of land in Cayambe. The farms for agroecological production are rather small, and this methodology is far better with large farms. However, with small farms, it has some issues. However, it gives us a really good view of how is the transition. There's a general lack of an ecological structure, as we said before, because of the intense change in land use and land cover changes by agribusiness. Apart from that, we see that it's really important, the process of capacity building. The producers we've been interviewing and accompanying this process have had at least 15 years of cooperation with local NGOs in terms of agroecological transition. So we see that despite the fact that there's nothing we can do about controlling the landscape conversion as a producer, the knowledge can be counter-effective in terms of enhancing agroecological transition and production. So the next steps would be to complement these main agroecological structure studies with the soil health and microbiome analysis to widen our study, including other provinces, to compare how is the story, because we see that Cayambe is a really unique case in terms of how long have they received a lot of contribution from many NGOs, local organizations as well.